Redd came from this unknown planet, which you can see on the telescope on Polis. This planet is burning hot. It's one of the hottest planets in the entire solar system. All that orange that you see around the planet is just fire. So you could only imagine how tall these flames are. But this planet wasn't always like this. At one point there was life, just like on Polis. But everything would soon come to an end, because one day, Chrono was flying around space and stumbled upon this planet, which was filled with life. Chrono has always been a questionable imposter. He can either choose to do something good or bad. And I guess on that day, he wasn't really feeling it. So he burned up the entire planet, wiping out almost every single creature, except a few. And that was Redd's family. Redd was a creature that was filled with life. He loved being around his siblings, especially Blue. Him and Blue would go out into the wild looking for things to eat. There was hardly any life. They would find little critters and send them back home for them to eat and for the rest of the family. Bluee and Redd both wanted to leave the planet and no longer wanted to be there. They both knew that in order to survive, they were going to have to find a way to leave the planet, which is very unlikely. But hey, one can dream. But these dreams would soon come to an end for all of them. Both Blue and Redd were out looking for food and water, and it was getting late, so they went back home to reunite with the rest of the family. But when they finally made it home after a long walk, they saw something come from the sky. They both didn't know what it was, up until he appeared, which was this green alien creature, also known as Dark. Redd and Blue couldn't believe it. Who is this mysterious creature? And why is he here? Redd believed that this creature was here to save all of them, but Blue had a feeling that that wasn't the case. So Blue tried to have a talk with Redd, but Redd wouldn't listen. Dark then used his psychic abilities on Redd and his family, which included Blue, and this turned them into imposters. So they were no longer these friendly creatures. They now only had one goal, which was to take down the crewmates. And you may be wondering how Dark even knew they existed. Well, that's because they managed to survive Chrono's massive heat wave. And Dark knew that in order to defeat the crewmates, they needed strength. And that's what they got with Redd and his family. Dark would go on to control Redd and promote him as one of the leaders of the imposters. Dark gave Redd and the rest of his family the ability to transform into just about everything. And Redd was obsessed with this new ability. He sparked so much fear across every single crewmate, but Blue was an outsider. Even though he was sent with his brother to take down the crewmates, Blue never really did anything. Even though he has no heart, he still had boundaries. And Blue soon realized that his brother's life was ruined because of Dark, and he wanted to have his brother back. Because he knew that Redd wasn't always evil. He spent the majority of his life with Redd. This was not Redd. This was someone else. And he wanted his brother back. So Blue decided to leave the imposters and join the crewmates, and was hoping to receive help from them to save his brother Redd. And one of the crewmates that he approached was Chary, a well-known crewmate in all of Among Us. And now they're on a mission to save Redd from the imposters.